Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal. But is it all too little?
Caitlin Clark is just another example of how exceptional athletes draw exceptional opportunities. The future Unrivaled Women's Basketball League is reportedly preparing a massive offer similar to the kind of historic agreement Lionel Messi received. With its fast-paced 3v3 format and ambitious vision, their goal is to make Caitlin Clark the face of their debut season. The Unmatched League wants to establish itself as the world's most exciting women's basketball platform. They also want Clark to take the lead.
This, to me, is another reason why Caitlin Clark needs to flee the WNBA. It's a political organization. They're not serious about business. They don't care about traditional sports fans. It's a little cult that puts out little political statements and everybody wears vote t-shirts. They don't care about making money. They don't care really about building up this league and making it profitable. They're a charity. She needs to flee the WNBA and start her own league in this
Side club. It has just been reported today that Caitlin Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full court.
Similar to Inter Miami CF's full-court assault to sign Lionel Messi in 2025, the Upstart League is making a strong effort to sign Caitlin Clark. The MLS team was aware that securing a worldwide icon would need more than a typical pay. Inter Miami therefore created a $150 million contract, partial team ownership, and a number of other financial incentives in an unparalleled package. Even Apple intervened, agreeing to split MLS season pass revenue with a 7-time Ballon.org winner. The league has already announced 26 of its 30 players over the last 3 months, and there has been conjecture throughout the WNBA season as to whether Caitlin Clark will join Unrivaled in the offseason. This league requires Caitlin Clark. One of their primary objectives ought to be to persuade her to participate in the league at all costs, regardless of the consequences. Sports Pro in London just named Caitlin Clark the 4th most marketable athlete in the world. Lionel Messi, who came in at number 5, was one position ahead. According to reports, the Startup League is preparing a groundbreaking offer because of her rapidly rising renown and wide cross-market appeal. Insiders claim that the agreement might involve revenue-sharing opportunities, possible ownership interests, and a pay of around $1 million for less than 3 months of play.
League has 26 of their 30 players already, and they have been announcing players for the past 3 months. And there has been speculation throughout the entire WNBA season if Caitlin Clark would be joining Unrivaled in the offseason. Caitlin Clark is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter what that is going to.
Similar to the Messi effect in Major League Soccer, the Caitlin Clark effect in the league's female league could increase ticket sales, raise ratings for broadcast partner TNT Sports, and draw big advertisers, as she did for the WNBA this season. Even though LeBron James and other NBA players will make $48.7 million this season, a $1 million paycheck for less than 3 months of work may not seem like much, but it would still be a significant increase over Clark's present compensation. Her base pay with the Indiana Fever is only $76,535. She has made $338,000 so far this season, according to Spotrac. For comparison, Steph Curry makes $55.8 million with the Warriors, while Wilson will make $249,300. Therefore, although a big short-term salary would be appreciated, Clark already makes a living off the court. She holds an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal with Nike, and her sponsorship portfolio includes brands like State Farm, Gatorade, Wilson, Bose, and Buick. Nevertheless, Clark could rather receive payment from her employer directly rather than through third parties. The Unrivaled League could alter the course of events in that precise situation.
Lisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin Clark. She said, "It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing." And I'm glad that a WNBA player is finally saying this out loud, admitting to it, because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season.
At this stage of her career, Caitlin Clark might easily spend her summer relaxing, playing golf, filming well-known ads, or just lounging the beach. However, Unrivaled is placing a large wager that the 22-year-old point guard will be enticed into its rookie campaign by a sizable paycheck, league equity, and the chance to play against some of the best players in the world. Unrivaled, which was co-founded by WNBA players Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, pledges to pay its roster of 30 players the highest average wages in the history of professional women's sports. The league is reportedly going to provide all athletes ownership opportunities and six-figure basic salary, exclusive of equity shares. Agents and players have been informed from the beginning that Unrivaled will not use a one-size-fits-all approach. Rather, a sliding scale will be used to determine remuneration, with earnings being correlated with social media reach and player impact. And nobody is greater than Caitlin Clark by that standard. Since Tiger Woods, she may be the most well-known American athlete to appear on television. WNBA players like Chelsea Gray and Angel Reese have signed up to play in the 16 league, filling 26 of the 30 roster spaces that are now open. In the meantime, the WNBA is also seeing a change in momentum. Players are increasingly demanding greater pay and terms, as evidenced by the WNBA Players Union's vote on Monday to opt out of its current collective bargaining agreement, which was initially scheduled to expire in 2027. Unmatched is filling that void with audacious claims. A league representative told FOS, "Although we think Unrivaled is creating a new benchmark in the industry, we are not yet revealing league financials or player remuneration agreements." The league is scheduled to begin play in Miami in January 2025 and operate for 8 weeks, including playoffs. Beyond the cash and rivalry, Clark might find the time and setting appealing. Few would refuse the opportunity to spend the harshest months of the year in warm South Florida rather than frigid Iowa. Of course, Caitlin has the last say in the matter. Clark is now in control, just like Messi was at a crossroads. Unrivaled stated that they are prepared to go to any lengths to recruit her, but they declined to comment on her level of interest. They're not the first either. Clark reportedly received a $5 million contract from Ice Cubs' Big Three League back in March to play in 8 games in addition to her WNBA obligations. Although that agreement finally fell through, it demonstrates the lengths leagues will go to in order to get her. It is simple to understand why. On Sports Brothers' 2024 list of the top 50 marketable athletes worldwide, Clark comes in at number 4. Her crossover appeal is exactly what new leagues are looking for. Caitlin Clark, however, is suddenly in unfamiliar territory. She has advanced to the point where she can determine her own rates after just 1 season as a professional. Even while she still uses her celebrity to boost the WNBA, the league hasn't completely recognized her worth. Does she even intend to remain in the WNBA indefinitely? That is the true question.
So do I think Caitlin Clark should join Unrivaled? I'm not so sure. I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be at least what Cube offered her for the Big Three at minimum. And even with that, Caitlin Clark doesn't need any money. She has plenty of endorsement deals. I think she is totally fine. And I think for her body and for her mental health, it might not be the best thing.
I'll reiterate a mantra as I discuss the WNBA's problem. It is the league that people dislike the most, and culture in every sport, hands down. And I'm referring to everyone in the media, including podcasters, players, some owners, and those who support it. In the entire world, this league is the most unlikable. Additionally, there is simply one more piece of evidence to back up that claim.
Here's the issue with the WNBA, and I'm going to repeat a mantra. It is the most unlikable league and culture in all of sports by far. And I'm talking from the players to some of the ownership, to all the media members, to the podcasters, to those who defend it. It's the most unlikable league in the whole wide world. And this is just another piece of evidence to support that statement.
And the real issue is this the answer Caitlin Clark has been waiting for if she does decide to leave?
I don't care how much money. They can offer Caitlin Clark $100 million, and I would tell her to stay away from this unrivaled 3-on-3. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a bad look for women's basketball. It's going to hurt their momentum. It's not even a real thing. It's something to pacify them, to make the women think, hey, you know what? I need to keep going along with this crap WNBA league that has poor leadership and doesn't know how to become profitable so we can get paid. They want to get paid for just whining and complaining and saying we deserve it rather than earning it. They could earn it if they started a riot.
What would happen to the WNBA in the event that Caitlin Clark quits? It would be a crushing blow, let's face it. Even while the league might not fall apart right away, everyone would know the truth in their hearts, thus the consequences would be obvious and immediate. Caitlin has always been the focus. She is the one attracting attention from all around the world, packing arenas and boosting ratings. However, oddly, the WNBA ignores the very force that has been carrying the league on her back and acts as though she is just another player.
Not only would she be financially secure if that deal is legitimate, I would like to see the WNBA for at least one season without her. Because you keep saying it's about the league. You keep saying it's about other people too. It's not just about one person. I'd actually like to see that.
Without Caitlin Clark, could the WNBA even continue to exist? Or will her departure signal the start of the end? Caitlin will be prepared if that time comes. That much is clear. Clark had maintained a quiet profile since the end of her rookie season until the Indiana Fever posted a video of her returning to the court and working through drills on Wednesday. There was no coincidence in the timing. The unmatched basketball league was reportedly preparing a Messi-style offer to sign Clark just hours earlier, according to reports. Fans are now wondering if she is getting ready for the WNBA or something else. I feel like I'm just scratching